Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Matrix.
You need to represent the world. So in some sense, Microsoft's own goals around representation are all about ensuring that we have a very diverse workforce that then allows us to build the products and services that, empower the world, which is our mission. In order to go make progress on it, one of the things that we do is really create transparency around these goals. In fact, each year we publish the report. We're just, getting ready to publish our next report for the year.
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
It really feels like that, doesn't it? Since that Donald Trump incident on Saturday, where you see that amazing photograph captured by the New York Times of a bullet almost in bullet time going past President 45's head. It's just an incredible image to behold. And by the way, if that was actually fake, don't you think news agencies like Reuters would have called it out already? Remember what happened with Kate Middleton this year when she took a family photo for Mother's Day and all the press were on that photograph like flies to dog shit because they realized it had been tampered with. And if this photo with Donald Trump was somehow tampered with as well, don't you think the news agencies would have called it out for the sake of integrity? So it's an amazing thing. It really is an historical and probably hysterical time that we're living in, folks.
Hello, everyone. I'm Natalie Gadilla. I'm a Caucasian woman with long blonde hair, and I go by she, her. I'm a product marketing lead here at Microsoft and co-host of the podcast Security Unlocked with this guy.
Yes, that would be me. Hello, everyone. I'm Nick Fillingham. I'm a Caucasian man with glasses and a beard. I go by he, him, and I'm a security evangelist here at Microsoft.
My name is Sarah Bond. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the head of ecosystem.
Alrighty then.
And when you see the stories I have for you today, the last one I have to save for the finale of this video because it is so funny and so cringe beyond belief that when you see it, you won't believe it, but the rumors were absolutely true. And without further ado, in this long, hot summer, let's get on with today's video. You think you're having a bad day at work, folks? This is what I've come home to. PlayStation 5 are trying to force me to play this god-awful character called Tanky because apparently she represents me. Unless I'm going through some sort of transition I'm not aware of, I don't know where they get that idea from. My son. Hello. Pick up the glasses next to you. Peer through them and see paradise unfold before your very eyes. But these are binoculars. Silence! And do what I say, you buffoon. Okay.
Yes, hallelujah, it's the video show. And now, the man the BBC calls...
Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Oh, here we go, folks. Microsoft DEI lead blasts company in eternal email after team is reportedly laid off. Now, there are a couple of versions about this story. So Smash JT mentioned this on his video last night, where some of the staff might have been really dispersed throughout Microsoft, which wouldn't make any sense to me because you're still paying them to do a nothing job or to do the nothing job, which is a nothing burger of being a DEI consultant, whatever that is. So Microsoft reportedly shuttering one of its diversity. See, one of its DEI teams, according to an internal email sent by the team's leader to a significant number of Microsoft staff last week, in which the lead also accuses the company's executive leadership of investigated and evidenced discrimination, harassment, and toxicity. Oh my God. The email, first reported by Business Insider, and I'm betting you any money as well, my last bottom dollar from my bottom, the IGN are absolutely pissed that they were beaten to the post, and corroborated by IGN. I bet they're pissed they actually had to corroborate this news story from an outlet that has far more pedigree than they do, was sent by the former lead of one of Microsoft's key DEI teams. They call it DE&I, which is very bizarre. In it, they state that their role and team were eliminated, not exterminated like the Daleks would, due to changing business needs. Oh my God. As of the 1st of July 2024, IGN, or Ignorant, understands that the individual and a second person on their team were both laid off, but was not able to reach the sender for comment. The email goes on to assert that DEI programs are in danger, not just at Microsoft, but across all businesses. We should celebrate, folks. But just hold on to your horses, because we shouldn't do that just yet. Unofficially, in my opinion, not specific to Microsoft alone, but, and in brackets, conservative policy plan, Project 2025 looms, and true systems change work associated with DEI programs everywhere are no longer business critical or smart as they were in 2020. Listen, in 2020, they weren't smart even then. What was not smart is that people like me and other folks in my sphere didn't react to the weird stuff happening even at this time. I mean, it was being talked about prior to that, 2016, but not after. So I don't know why I think when they say they were smart in 2020, because that people weren't talking about it as much. And then when they did start talking about it, oh boy, the shit hit a proverbial fan. So we're using George Floyd as a martyr for DEI. That's what it is, essentially. This is absolutely crazy. You know, Microsoft, I've definitely had my feelings about this company, but when Bill Gates is actually allowing this to happen, when Phil Spencer and Satya Nadella are not even going in front of a camera saying, hey, I'm Phil and I'm Satya and we're he, him, because poor Sarah Bond had to do that all by her lonesome. And I think that's absolutely, well, hypocritical, because if you're sending out one sheep to be amongst the wolves, you, Phil, you, Satya, should be doing the same yourselves. They must be scratching their heads thinking, we don't like this DEI bullshit, but BlackRock have so much money invested in us. And it's true. BlackRock Incorporated has filed an SC13GA form with the Securities and Exchange Commission disclosing ownership of 540,020,228 shares of the Microsoft Corporation. That's 7.3%, folks. That's a lot. It might sound small and minuscule change, but that's a big chunk of change. And I don't know how BlackRock can unrock themselves from this agreement. They probably won't, because Larry Fink and his ilk just want to encourage DEI. When you think about it, okay, they're actually monetizing George Floyd's death. This is what they're doing. It's like one person dies under police brutality, whatever you want to call that particular incident, and yeah, they're just profiteering off there, and they're forcing companies like Microsoft to do as we say, not say as we do. I think that's pretty hysterical. Now, I mentioned BlackRock, and Thomas Matthew Crooks, the guy that tried to shoot Donald Trump and missed him completely, was in one of their adverts. He was in a BlackRock advert. He was also in another video where he talked about having a 10-inch wiener. And I'm not talking about your four-legged friend you take for a daily walk. No, he was actually talking about his own wiener. That's him right there. Oh my God. This is the guy who outsmarted the FBI and Secret Service security to get to a rooftop. Well, again, conspiracy theorist in me says that they allowed him to do that. It wasn't that he happened to be there by happenstance. He was there because he was told to go there. Let's have a quick look. Now, by the way, this BlackRock ad has been pulled down. So I'm going to show you. It's nothing special, but it's more special because of it. And I think what's really significant about this, because Mr. Crooks is in this video for BlackRock, it makes BlackRock look really terrible. It puts them under the spotlight. Can you imagine when J. Trump becomes not Agent 47, but President 47 in 2025? He's probably going to take BlackRock to task. He's going to put them under his own spotlight and smack their bottoms and tell them to get the hell out of Dodge. Look at that.
Honors economics in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Financial well-being to me is knowing that I can be free to do the things that I love to do.
BlackRock helps manage pension plan assets that cover roughly half of US public school teachers.
I hope when I retire someday, they say that guy made this place a special place to come to school.
Oh my God, there he is. I mean, would you pick this guy to be a sociopath who managed to get a Ranger rifle into an open event like what happened in Pennsylvania on the 13th of July this year? Oh my word. This guy looks about as disarming as, well, somebody that you find in jail. Holy shit.
He gave as much as he could to help the community.
So because we've got two shots of Thomas Crooks in this, they pulled the video down. That's hilarious. Nobody would have put two and two together on that one, but holy crap. I've downloaded this video now, so it's mine for keeps. So yeah, that is just bloody awful. But now, speaking of DEI, folks, and I've enjoyed covering this story this year about Assassin's Creed Shadows. You know, the historical tale where a black butler called Yasuke now becomes a samurai, and along with Naomi, that's what I'm going to call her, Nomi, nobody cares at this stage, Japanese YouTuber explains why the Japanese are calling Ubisoft to immediately discontinue the creation of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Well, as much as I do applaud this, you're not going to tell a company like Ubisoft to pull the brakes on it. I say just let them go ahead and release it. It's going to be the worst selling Assassin's Creed game on record. It will make Valhalla look like a day trip in the park. It really will. So yeah, this guy, I saw this video actually. It's really good. So Shohei Kondo explained why the Japanese are calling on Ubisoft to immediately discontinue. And I've got a nice flip side to this particular story, folks. I mean, oh God, this, wow. Any other day, if this was like, we're presenting an alternative universe, folks, we're going to discount Japanese history, but just take this black guy and put him in a samurai outfit, and he's going to be a cosplayer dude, but he's going to be slashing up bad guys. Not Japanese bad guys, but just bad guys. No, you can't even have that. You have to have it historically accurate. Remember, ChatGPT on Google, if you type in certain images, it gives you a black pope. What the hell?
It's really meaningful to us. The video was pretty successful to convey my idea. I get a lot of the comments supporting what a lot of Japanese are talking about. The video got more likes than official Japanese trailer of the second. And I really appreciate people who support us and showing understanding. It's really meaningful to us. But also
So at Hey Dog 2305, as opposed to Hey Jude, I'm a black American and I am insulted by this game, as well as I hope more Japanese people will sign the petition, and I'm not buying this nonsense title. For your information, it's all white chicks working on Assassin's Creed Shadows. Where are the Japanese people helping them? That's a spot on remark, because if you're going to be a person who has no cultural idea or identity about taking on a huge task like this, then why do you feel like you can just go it alone and do what the hell you like? I mean, Ubisoft, it's all the ladies team now, like bloody insufferable women's football that no one gives a toss about. Why do we give a toss about female game developers who are crying out for a space in the male place? And we want to make our own games and craft our own stories and fantasies. And that's what this is. It's a fucking fantasy like Mariah Carey. Although back in the day, Mariah Carey has some big honker-donkers on her, which I'll be happy to motorboat whenever I wanted to. What I wanted to highlight here was Nate Fox. Now, this is the guy who made Ghost of Tsushima, and this interview, by the way, which is almost clocking in at 44 minutes. Obviously, I'm not going to give you a full reaction to that, but this part here I thought was very significant. Have a listen to this.
Shoot, have you ever seen a Western called a spaghetti Western? Right. Yep. So, a movie not made in America about an American genre. I love spaghetti Westerns.
So do I.
Love letter to Westerns as a movie format. And this game that we're making right now, respectfully, I would refer to as a cheeseburger samurai.
I don't need cheese.
You don't need cheese? All right.
You don't know what you're missing.
Hamburger samurai, where it's an American studio trying to create a love letter to this genre that grew up watching movies and reading in comic books and trying to add to the genre as an homage.
So what about this Kamakura period that you chose specifically in the history of Japan?
Well, I knew that the fantasy of being in feudal Japan was very strong, and definitely who doesn't want to be a samurai? So when looking in history, I noticed that the Mongols had invaded Japan, and I can't think of a better enemy.
Well, I want to say that with spaghetti westerns, and I absolutely love them, even A Fistful of Dynamite with James Coburn, I wouldn't say they were an homage to the American Western. I think it was Sergio Leone just subverting what we were already accustomed to as a Western back in the day. And I tell you what, if you've never seen A Fistful of Dollars, for a few dollars more, and my all-time favorite Western, The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly, which sounds like today's world, you need to buy the trilogy in 4K because they are absolutely awesome beyond belief. So where I would correct Mr. Fox on that one is that no, they're not an homage, but they just, Sergio Leone just took an already established model and put a fresh spin on it. And again, what he says here, he was fascinated by feudal Japan. He has to go to these two professors right here who know Japanese history to enlist their help. Unlike Ubisoft, who hire a writer who talked about adolescent boys being idolized by filthy old beggar pervert clergymen. They've hired her, Miss Professor Hitori Kotori, whatever her friggin' name is, because that's what you want for an Assassin's Creed game. And listen, don't even hold your breath for the new Witcher game that CD Projekt Red talked about this week. I've heard that there might be a spin-off game where you might play as either Ciri or one of the other characters, Yennefer possibly. So that I would be interested in. But the new Witcher game going forward, we're going to call it Witcher 4. For now, will be a DEI cluster bomb waiting to drop on your ass. So Nate Fox, the other thing I wanted to point out about this guy, got lambasted by the mainstream media. After Ghost of Tsushima became a big success, why were white people allowed to develop this game? Ignoring the fact that this guy actually, and this is with PlayStation's approval by the way, they went after this guy, calling him all sorts of names. Oh, it should have been a Japanese development team that got involved. And yet, how did this guy Nate Fox get rewarded? He became an ambassador for the island of Tsushima along with his co-creative partner. But yeah, mainstream media cannot stand success, especially when it's to do with culture, but that other culture, apparently it's a win if the other culture was more involved. You wouldn't even give that game the time of day, would you? So as for that Chinese game, I had to correct that yesterday, by the way, Genshin Impact. Oh, they like to have a go at that, don't they? Because it's what the Chinese love in entertainment and they want to give it to the West. As soon as the West sees sexy women and all cutesy wootsy waifus, it's like, oh, that's horrible, it's sexist, we can't have that. We need something like Tanky from Concord. No, we don't. You can keep Tanky, just shove her back in the corner if she can fit in it, and we'll play our own stuff. Thank you very much.
Now it is time for a break. So let's break.
But the last story I want to leave you with today, folks. Are you ready for Victor Freeze? No, it gets worse. So Arnold Schwarzenegger's replacement... It's not just Mrs. Freeze, it's Freeze. Victoria Freeze.
Let's kick some ice.
Ice to see you, ice. Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. The rumors were true. Mr. Freeze went through a transitionary period and is now Mrs. Victoria Freeze. Or Freeze. Free as a bird. I'm a free bird. You know, whatever. Who gives a flying cock-a-doodle-doo? Victoria Freeze is an ice-cold, self-sufficient, well, that's a big one, survivalist bitch who has watched her Elseworld because Victor Freeze can't have his Elseworld, can he? Turn to ice as Brainiac's invasion took hold because Brainiac's a white dude. The developer continues, by the time we meet her in Season 2, she has spent 2 years as the last holdout of her dying planet, unwilling to leave her cryogenically frozen Oh no. No. Oh my god. Oh, suitcases on my super wardrobe. You can collapse and fall on me right now, please, because this really is the Matrix, folks. It is, isn't it? I don't know what else to say. Wow. A cryogenically frozen lesbian, folks. After being recruited by the squad, she may have the chance to save her and unleash icy hell. So it's not a highway to hell, it's an ice way to hell. Friggin' hell, jeez. Oh no. Oh no. So you see, you can't have a male version of Victor Freeze holding that gun because everybody will say that's penis envy, just like Thomas Crooks.
I go to Stanford University. I have a 10-inch penis.
Oh no, I don't want to read anymore. This is absolutely jaw-droppingly terrible. Oh my god. Wow. I mean, I would say put Mrs. Freeze back in the fridge, but you won't be able to fit her in there anyway. Holy shit. Well, Western Gaming, you can only have yourselves to blame for this. Nobody cares. But what I do care about, actually, is ripping the absolute Mickey out of this, because these kind of stories need to be ripped on, to be pissed on, to be shat upon, so we can just make money off this. And YouTube allows us to do this, because YouTube, as much as I have some issues with the platform, it's the greatest thing I would say that's happened in my living life. It's great. I don't care about making money off this platform. I do anyway. I'm not demonetized at this stage. I care about you guys and gals, because if it wasn't for you, when I'm doing my morning job, which takes 4 hours from AM to early PM, all I think about is what buffoonery will I plan to unleash on you unsuspecting mortals today? And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Keep still, damn it. Honestly, if you can't find the help these days and you have to look after busty, dusky maidens on the battlefield in Nike, Goddess of Victory, then I'm your man, as the Pixies once sang. And if you enjoy today's fantastic, fun-bagulous video, make sure you give it a like. Make sure you subscribe. And if I were you, and if you were me, and if you were her, you should come back for the next video. You can put the lube away now, love. Thanks.